Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the morning grind. It's been a really chill morning for me. It's been a chill morning. My alarm didn't go off. I fixed that problem. Sometimes have a bit of a technology problem, but fixed that. But nonetheless, very smooth kind of morning. I've been feeling like, even though it hasn't been hyper productive, but very smooth. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Ryan. Great to have you here. I hope everybody is doing well and feeling smooth today, too. So our topic for today is going to be this. Take this down. This just came in yesterday. The Kickstarter for the Darkest Dungeon right here. Now, I haven't opened this at all. This is how it arrived at my desk and or on my porch. So I just brought it in here to the desk for an unboxing. And actually, I don't know anything about it. I actually don't even know anything about the video game. I know you're going to think that's horrible. But I actually don't know anything about the video game. I just know that friends were into it. And it's been a long time since I bought board games. Because I've got so many that I got to play and do and that. Plus, I knew I had board games coming out on Kickstarter. And it was it's been a massive 24 hours when both the Frosthaven Kickstarter showed up. That showed up 2 days ago. And then yesterday, this showed up. So that is all of a sudden a massive amount of board games that all of a sudden falls into your lap here. Yeah, it is, Ryan. Both of those boxes. The Frosthaven box, if you check that out yesterday, I weighed it. I didn't weigh this one. This one is lighter than Frosthaven. Frosthaven was a 40-pound box of board game. I'm going to have to play the video game. I'm going to have to play a video game. I'm not really in the video game world all that much. I enjoy them, but I'm just not in that world quite as much. But everybody talks about that. I'm going to have to try this one out. Absolutely. All right. So that's what we're doing today. Oh, we need to sip and breathe, and then we're going to do the morning messages. Makes the live stream go better if I sip and breathe. You can sip and breathe along with me. It'll make your life better. So inhale, deep inhale, complete exhale. Now, see, return to being smooth. Oh, Willow dropped today? I didn't know that. Is that on Disney Plus? I have only seen a couple of things about Willow go by, so I hadn't actually even been following that too closely. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. We will see. All right. I did update the morning messages, and yes, I was missing a word in my title. Thank you, Innerlight. I didn't even notice until yesterday. So okay, we got confirmation that Willow is on Disney Plus. Okay. I want to shorten the morning messages to about 3.5 minutes. So I was re-editing them. It's one of the things I want to do in this one. But unfortunately, this one is still long because I added the stuff about the Christmas giveaways. So then I shortened it to about 3.5 minutes. And then I added the stuff about the Christmas giveaway. And then it got long again. So it's a little bit longer, but I'm going to re-edit. But, doing things day by day here. All right. So here's the morning messages. Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, new episodes of The Cultists Season 2 are premiering. It's our comedy web show about modern-day Lovecraftian cultists just trying to worship Cthulhu in a world full of people who don't understand.
Fish are friends, not food.
I'm a little worried about Rob.
Yes, it's happening.
Ever since we tried to summon Cthulhu, he hasn't been the same.
I'm growing gills. Gills! My transformation into a deep one has finally begun.
Rob, we don't see any gills.
It's these kids getting involved in all this stuff causes them to go crazy.
There's a live after party after every show with me, Heath. I'm the creator, co-writer, and producer of the show. I also play Steve, and other members of the cast and crew. Catch those live or on replay. If you need to catch up on the Cultist show, both Season 1 and Season 2 are on my YouTube channel. Just go to the playlist. Each episode is about 5 to 7 minutes long. We've also developed a social deduction and miniature game based on the Cultist that we want to launch on GameFound. Check this out. Ready for a Cthulhu Cultist party game of spellcasting and betrayal? Welcome to Ritual.
This is just our gaming group.
Indeed, but your gaming group is all you need to delve into the madness-inducing rituals necessary to summon Cthulhu. Click the link below to visit the GameFound page, follow the project, and learn more.
You've not been further compromised by the Yellow King, have you?
Check out the GameFound page for more about the game and for a brief rundown on how to play. When you follow the game on GameFound, you can get updates about the game's development before the project goes live. And you'll get a free Rob, High Priest of Dagon miniature in battle pose if you decide to back the game when the campaign goes live. There is even an opportunity to get an advanced copy of the rules and participate in the playtest for rules review. We'd like everyone who's a fan of the Cultists to be involved. You can get all the links you need in the chat or in the description below. The Morning Grind is brought to you by Ravenkeep. That's the company that I set up to publish the things that we are making here on the show. Check out ravenkeep.net. You'll find merchandise from the Cultists, such as mugs and coffee, as well as board games, the Goodnight Sword ebook, and the Terra Tiles pre-order. Terra Tiles are the terrain system that my brother and I developed that I'm currently re-releasing. Terra Tiles are the easiest way to get great-looking terrain on your table. They are bright and colorful and ready to play right out of the box. There's nothing to print, paint, or assemble, and Terra Tiles are large, thick, and durable, being 9 inches from point to point. That's large enough to make setting them up quick and easy, while also being the perfect size to create really varied and organic-looking terrain setups for your table. This reprint is being produced in very limited numbers, so if you want one, you need to put in a pre-order so a box will get your name put on it. The holidays can be a lot of fun and bring a lot of happiness, but they can also be stressful, especially if times are tough. So if you or someone you know is having a rough time this Christmas, for whatever reason, and you need a little help with Christmas gifts this year, I want to help. If something from the Geekverse would help you out. I've got a spreadsheet, linked below, of a list of items that I've got from the Raven Keep store and also elsewhere that are completely free and that I will also ship completely free. That means that every item on the sheet is available at no cost whatsoever. Everything is new in the box, so look over the items, and if there's anything that would help you out, submit what you need on the Google form. That is also linked below. Your name or email address is not required. No one's going to know that you put in if you're worried about that. I will then ship the items absolutely free with no questions asked to whatever address you put in, though I can only ship to the United States at this time. Or hey, if your church, your mosque, your synagogue, or any other kind of social group, whatever you've got, is helping out a family in need this holiday season, and some of these items would be helpful in what you're trying to do, let me know, put them in, and I will send them out so that you can get them to the people who need it. Any items that are left closer to Christmas, I'm going to donate to charity to make sure they all get to people who need them this Christmas. But I want to make sure that anyone in our community or connected to our community who needs some help can get that first. So this is entirely on the honor system. I'm not checking up on anyone. As I said, I will ship all of these items out free, no questions asked. All you have to do is put in for them if you need them. So let's help out those who need it in the Geekverse this Christmas and help make this holiday season one that's happy and also stress-free. The Morning Grind is also brought to you by, well, no one else right now. But wouldn't it be cool if in the future there was somebody else who wanted to sponsor the show and keep us streaming? I think it would be pretty cool. We'll just see how it goes. Stay tuned and watch this space, I suppose. But all right, that's what you need to know right now. Let's get into it. All right, so the links down for the giveaway are below. Like I said, if you or you know somebody or you're trying to put together some help for Christmas and you need more stuff, help some family out or something like that, I want everything on that table to go, out for Christmas to help people out. So just put in. It can be anonymous. I'm not worried about that. I know sometimes things can be stressful, especially if you can't afford gifts. Let's just take care of that. Good morning, Interlight. Good morning. All right, let's get to the box. I've got the auxiliary camera ready here. And all right, so here we go. I'm going to turn on, I got this other light. I'm going to turn on this light. I'm still trying to work to make sure that it was auxiliary camera is the best it can be. And I know it's not a tremendously high quality camera, but one of the things is that it might need more light. I realize this is way too much. This thing over here puts out way too much light for me, but it might be just what we need to put a little bit more light on our subject matter on the auxiliary camera. We will see. All right. So we go through this together. Did anybody else back this? Anybody else on this Kickstarter? I mean, a lot of people were on it. I know it's a massive IP. Oh, I'm gonna have to move the microphone as well. More board games to play. Maybe if somebody here, we had somebody from Frosthaven who was really familiar with Frosthaven last time, and helped out, guiding us with kind of what we need to know. I don't think that this game has spoilers. I don't know much about it, but I don't think this game has potential spoilers like Frosthaven did. But if it does, if you know anything about it, let me know. Or there's something I'm not supposed to open, let me know. Ryan says, do yourself a favor and watch the intro cinematic for Darkest Dungeon instead of just reading the pamphlet. It sets the tone perfectly and is great for the board game too. I have done that. I have watched the intro, so I know what it's like, what the feel is, what the narration is like. So yes, and I do highly recommend that as well. So I know a little bit about that, but haven't actually gone and played the game. I'm going to have to stand up here. It's cool. David was a big fan of that, and we talked about it when we were doing Journey to the Tree of Sorrows. Okay. Because he plays. I don't even know what pledge level this is. I didn't even look it up. Whatever I pledged for at the time, this is what it is. For chat. Yeah, everybody should. Absolutely. Nicely packaged. Whoa. That is a heavy, dense box. There's going to be a lot of stuff in there. Darkest Promo Musketeer. Set that over here. Whoa. Box right here. So I got 2 boxes in here. Well, 3. Because there's that too. So that's a promo of some kind. And then I got this. So this looks like, slide over here. That looks like the main box. It's pretty heavy. I think that's the main board game right there. And then what is this? This is the strong box. Let's see if we can get a feel of what this is about by turning this over. Let's see here. Darkest Dungeon, the board game, is a tabletop adaptation of the acclaimed video game. Play your favorite heroes in 3D in a cooperative dungeon crawler for 1 to 4 players. 1 to 4 players, cooperative dungeon game. I thought that was the case. Doing a lot of, I like cooperative games. I don't mind games with Dungeon Masters. I play those too, but I do like cooperative games, and they're clearly popular. So this is 1 to 4 players. Accept missions, dispatch imminent threats, and help restore a hamlet and the heir's mansion to its former glory. But beware, either at death's door or at your wit's end, you will have to uproot evil itself from the darkest dungeon. All right. And so what is this? Yeah, I agree. Ryan is saying the narrator, Wayne June, is probably one of the top 5 narrators he's ever heard of. I completely agree. He is fantastic. This. Oh, okay. So this game requires 2 boxes, because I just looked down here, and down here it says, this box contains the remaining components for the core box of Darkest Dungeon, the board game to be used with the core box. So I got 2 different boxes here that both go together to make up the core game. I'll put that one down. Slide this up. Let's see what's in here. Trey says, the thing I loved about the video game is you can jump in and run a few dungeons and jump out. I imagine the setup for the board game would be a thing that eats some time. Yeah, probably. Probably is. That is an advantage of video games. That I used to play Diablo 3, or Diablo, but also Diablo 3 specifically like that, because it was just easy to jump in, run around, have an adventure, kill some monsters, and run, and then close it out and go do something else. Ugh. Good morning, Trey. Good to see everybody. So it's been a chill morning. Get a little bit of angle here. Let's see. Oh, I was going to say, now, the reason that I have this now, I believe, this was an important thing that happened on the Kickstarter, was that, you know, one of the problems you can have trying to crowdfund stuff, and of course, one of the reasons that we have nice things like this, especially in the Geekverse and the Kickstarter, the board game side of things, is because people are willing to crowdfund it. But of course, you know, if you're trying to crowdfund a massive game production like I'm sure this is or Frosthaven is, you know, sometimes those things take years to actually produce. And there was an issue because, you know, you don't know what the situation of the world's going to be like when you're actually shipping. And of course, they went through the massive problem with increased freight costs. You know, freight costs went through the roof. And so, you know, they put out a call that, hey, freight costs are through the roof. And I understand that. So, you know, I put in and paid a little bit more to go ahead and get it to ship. So I would just say, hey, you know, clearly here, nobody's trying to run a scam, you know, trying to get you a good board game. So here in this community, when people are trying to create things and then, you know, things go a little wrong or need some additional help, we're just going to accept that and help out. So that's what I did. No problem. I really appreciate them getting me this board game. So Mythic Game Shop. What have we got here? We got punch out tokens here first. Character stuff. I can't. Let's open this so we can flip through these. Good morning, Stray. Good morning, Stray. Innerlight says I can sink hours into a video game without realizing it, though. Yeah, I did play World of Warcraft some with my brother. He was big into World of Warcraft. I know he played quite a bit. And when I was playing, I could too. You know, all of a sudden hours would go by playing World of Warcraft when I should have been doing something like, you know, writing my dissertation. Trey says, I play D3 and WoW, but Darkest Dungeon pulls me back all the time. It's just so good. Now, see, that's what I'm also afraid of. One of the reasons that I don't is because, yeah, what if I get into it and then I really like it and then I'm sucking away productivity time? That, you know, that was one of the reasons that my brother and I started developing our own board games is we were playing Diablo 3 together and we were enjoying it. We were like, you know what, we could take this time and we could try to develop our own board game. And we did. So character something here. Abomination, like transformed or something like that, both sides. We've got Highwayman, Vestal, Jester, Plague Doctor, Bounty Hunter, Hellion, Crusader, Grave Robber, Occultist, Abomination, and Arbalist for the crossbowman. Where am I going to set these things? Things stack up here. Uh-oh. Yeah, see, everybody's saying that it's sucked in here. This is a blind dive. I was talking about that earlier. I have never played the video game. I've seen it played a couple of times, and I have watched the trailers and things like that. Friends were into it, and so this is why I backed it. So I backed it blind. I'm diving in here blind. So if you have guidance or something like that to tell us about, I welcome it. Wow, look and see. I told you that when I picked this up, I could feel it was going to be a dense box of board games. So board game stuff. These look like dungeon tiles. Let's see about these. Maybe you set up it looked like you set up a board, maybe kind of like Zombicide or something like that. Because I'm not really in the video game sphere of things. Much more on the tabletop side of things. And this one looked cool. Everybody wants to comment on the thickness of things. Oh, so I see that, okay, unlike some of this looks like negative space. So we got different shapes. They're all tiles, but it looks like you can therefore have different shapes to the actual layout. Exterior, interior. I mean, this art looks like the game, right? Both double-sided or all double-sided. Oh, that looks crazy. Do I need more light over here? We're gonna get this right over here with the auxiliary camera. Looks like someplace a cultist would live. Oh, let's see. What next? Man, see, that's a bunch of stuff. Bags for organization. I thought it was interesting that Frosthaven yesterday had, bags and also instructions on how to organize it. So this might be one you have to do that as well. We got custom dice. Hey, we like dice around here. Let's look at these custom dice. Crazed Harpooner says, I don't think knowledge about the digital version will be that transferable to the tabletop, but so far it looks pretty neat. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that people don't have to have, or at least, require knowledge of the video game in order to play and enjoy it, because I think I've got people who will enjoy playing this, but probably don't have any knowledge of the video game as well. So we got 10-sided dice that are red with skulls on it. I mean, a bunch of different kinds of dice. We've got white 6-sided with loot and shovels. Black one, I see a chalice here. Skulls and blood. Looks cool. Do not know what to do with them. Put that bag over here so I don't forget them. We have got all kinds of decks of cards. Cards here. Mini cards. I was hoping they were going to say what they are. All boxed up. That one has the picture of characters on it. So that might be a character thing. Just figuring out what stuff is in the beginning. These are big ones. I guess these are cards as well. They look like cards. Maybe these are the tarot size cards. Board game. I tell you what, let's just pop one of these open. See what these are. I do like cards. I like cards in games. And it seems like with Frosthaven this, we got plenty of it. This is, it looks like event card. Okay, event cards. Hamlet event. You seen this? Hamlet event cards. Boss Quest. Quest 3. Quest 3. Quest 2. Quest 2. These were, exploration provisions. So over here, when we were like looking at, what is this? Hamlet event. Militia training. The Hamlet guards train intensely. If only the heroes could benefit from that. Alas, they lose all of their precious time, though. All heroes can level up 1 level skill. If they do, 0 days, else 3 days. Okay. What's a quest? What is this? Another Hamlet event. Supply run. I noticed like lost shipment. Everyone was expecting the goods to arrive intact, but all they got was news of misfortune and loss. Party rolls -2 before the next quest. Quest 3. Okay. And remember, this isn't even all the stuff you need to play the game. There's another box. I love it. Oh, the Nose Plays is here. Hey, how are you doing? Good morning. Hope it's been a chilled one. Loved the base game. Definitely pulling some ideas for my RPG setting and system that I'm working on. Yeah, lots of people here working on their own RPG stuff, ideas, world building. I'm working on that too. Been spending a lot of my creative time working on the shows and the live streams, but going to get there. But Nose Plays is one of our people who is working on RPGs himself. Oh, hey, if you're here and you want into the Discord, I should put an invite link here to the Discord. If you are here with us and you would like to be part of the Ravenkeep Discord channel, we've been getting that going and trying to make it a positive place to hang out. I'll just put the link in the chat here, particularly for creative people who are trying to build things. fans, just welcome as well. But if you especially are a creative person who's trying to make stuff happen in the Geekverse, then we'd love to have you. Trying to make it a positive and constructive place. So these are Boss 3, Boss 2, Boss 1. So that looks like we've got over here character, stats then. Did I see a rule book? Maybe that would help. I didn't just immediately see what I thought the rule book was. It's probably in here. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what all this is. Yeah, base game being the PC version. Right, yeah, that's what I figured you meant. Slide this over. Only seen reviews of the board game, and I don't even know that. Inner Light. Oh, this game very inspirational. Inner Light says, actually, I was working on a homebrew RPG based on Darkest Dungeon. I called it Dark Die, although the TTBG Dark Light Memento Mori got pretty close for me. I don't know that one. Tabletop board game. Dark Light. I don't know that one. Okay, so I don't want to lose things in here. I got more these are boss cards that look like they're, put together. I don't want to disrupt those because it could be like Frosthaven where, make sure you got this certain pack or something. Looks like giant boss cards here. Bone Captain. Additional contents. 4 boss cards, 10 experience points, and 10 buff tokens. Maybe these are player mats. The designers here and everybody did a fantastic job. I always, I really respect the amount of effort these things take. I mean, board games are, of course, extremely elaborate now. And putting, from the production perspective, these kinds of things. I really appreciate everyone who worked on this, bringing me this game, because I'm going to find players and we're going to have a good time with it. So I guess these are characters, Crusaders, Resistances. I still didn't actually see what might be a rule book in order to give us some more guidance. Oh, rules. Ha! Rules. Snort. So, what rule book? This is just the game. You know what to do with it, right? Not yet. We're still looking. We do have, so we got a notepad here. Darkest Dungeon, hero name and level. Hero name and level. So this is our guide, our character sheets, I guess. Box for the save box. So can I put stuff in here? Oh, Ryan, yeah, I'd love to have you in the Discord. We're working on getting a lot of things going on here. No, I have never played it. I was telling people I'm completely blind. I have seen it played a while back ago. I had friends who were really into it, and I've seen the trailer, but nope, I was not in on the board game or the PC side of things. I'm gonna have to try it out. Because I know it's obviously popular, and everybody's talking about here in the chat how much they like it. I just haven't been as much on the video game side of things. This is also another example, though, of experiencing different IPs and worlds through different media, right? Some people started with the PC version. I may end up starting with the RPG, the tabletop version, although I probably need to download it. Stray says the bosses are nightmare fuel. Oh. Inner Light says, looks like instructions might be in the other box. It looks like I found them. So this might give us a little bit of guidance about at least what things are. So let's look at that briefly. Because this says start here before you play a full game. So this might give us, I might need some more coffee here. Start here before you play a full game. What is this? You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and its writhing path will, and on its writhing path, you will face vicious violence and perhaps other damnable transcendent horrors. So steel yourself and remember, there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, you will find our redemption. The hamlet is just ahead. So what is this? This is Welcome Heroes to our tutorial, a scripted adventure, okay, designed to provide a glimpse of the game's key elements. Bear in mind, this is not a rule book. Oh, okay, so we didn't find the rule book yet. I think this is it right here. Oh, it says rules, so that's it. So this is not a rule book, merely an introduction. If you prefer, feel free to head straight to the rule book. You are a group of heroes approaching the hamlet, not necessarily those who will be playing in your campaign, just some of those willing to face horrors in search of gold, fame, and glory. Okay, so that's interesting. We may... oh, okay. Lots of stuff here. So... okay, so that's what that is. I like, I'm trying to also get dinner and a board game back. There's lots of ideas turning. So one way, for these single player games, there's some games that I might not be able to get a group together for, but hey, I would try them out as a single player game, do a single player dinner and a board game. Might have to have that happen. Is Kingdom Death, can that be played with one player? The Nose Play says you need to watch the video about 5 heart-wrenching D&D moments so you know what you're in for. No other PC game has made more people feel something than Darkest Dungeon did. Wow. Ryan says, damn, I even heard all of that in Wayne June's voice. Yeah, I can believe it. I wonder if they got him to narrate it. He might have narrated stuff for some of the stuff for the board game. Who knows? Crazed Harpooner says, nice. They even added the tutorial mission of the OG. Oh, really? Oh, so that's what that is? So maybe this helps us know what we're looking at here. We'll probably go into how to play probably on a different stream because I found that we don't have enough time to try to figure out how to play and look at what's all inside the box in the same stream. But at least this might give us some type of idea. I want to look at what the components are just so I know what's in here and what we are looking at. So the game components are a lot of them. Tokens of all kinds, loot, room, experience point, waiting hero, gold, debuff. Okay, this is our dice explanation, so this helps. So dice, 8 black dice are exploration dice. So black are exploration dice. 4 are the red ones here that had the skulls on them. Those are death's door dice. Okay. And then these over here that had the shovels, these are provision dice. And then it just says, okay, the gray ones are 4 just says 10-sided dice, and they are just numbered. Okay. Oh, see, it's a D10 that has a 10 on it. It's a D10 that has a 10 on it. D10s, I had D10s from Dragon Strike that had a 10 on it. People are like, they don't exist. Well, they did exist. I had one from years and years and years ago. And here, Darkest Dungeon has it too. Other games probably do as well. But here we go. Actually, a 10-sided die with a 10 on it instead of a 0. Inner Light says, you can play Kingdom Death solo. It's been one of those first games. It was one of the first games to have solo rules published with it. Kind of started a trend. At least that was the first one that I remember that had them. Okay, well, I need to inventory games that could be single player. So if I want to do a show, I could sit here and do a single player game. So it looks like we got lots of, because I can do Gloomhaven, I can do Frosthaven, I can do Darkest Dungeon now, I can do Kingdom Death. So all right, cool. So hero dashboards, hamlet buildings, light, 1 light and 2 stance boards, room and arena tiles, the hamlet board, 12 dungeon tiles and 2 darkest dungeon tiles, 23 hero cards, trinkets, diseases, cards for diseases, quirks, afflictions, and virtues, quest cards, hamlet event cards, hero skill cards, initiative cards, boss monster cards, 17 room cards, Stygian room cards, lots of cards. Now, so we got miniatures too. We're going to have, I'm thinking I just need to start the live stream where we paint or do crafts, whatever kind of crafts we're doing, because I'm also, I got thousands of miniatures that are stacked up here. So maybe, I'm thinking maybe Sunday might be a good for that. like Sunday, we do the wind down at 7:30. So maybe on Sundays, like right before that, just keep the stream going. Like maybe for an hour or an hour and a half or something like that. Make that our craft time. I'm kind of thinking about that. We will see. Ryan, Dragon Strike fan. Yeah, Dragon Strike. I freaking loved that game as a kid. See, I was a bigger fan of Hero Quest. So, but we had Dragon Strike as well. I had Hero Quest was primarily a mom's house thing. But then when I was over at my dad's house, we had Dragon Strike, and we did play Dragon Strike a lot. Played a lot of Dragon Strike. My brothers and I played that a lot. Ryan says, I'm pretty sure I can quote the VHS beginning to end. Yep. I remember that being one of the VHS thing. Somebody said we go find the VHS, but none of us have VHS players anymore. But I'm sure that VHS opening is on YouTube. It's got to be on YouTube. Got all this stuff here. So we got tons of, so it's going to tell us all of these different things that we've got here. Miniatures of heroes. So our heroes are Crusader, Hellion, Highwayman, Occultist, Abomination, Bounty Hunter, Jester, Vestal, Arblast, Plague Doctor. I want to play the Plague Doctor. Hey, wait a minute. So wait, Plague Doctors are in this? Can I, wait, hold on. I know what I need then. So does this game go with my Plague Doctor mask? Is this like what I need to wear while I'm like playing this game and looking over this game? I made this. This is a leather Plague Doctor's mask I made. I don't really have no place to wear it around. Maybe it's time to play it. Oh, yeah. Now I feel like, am I in Darkest Dungeon now? Man, cool. All right. I want to play the Plague Doctor when I'm in on this game. So we've got Ruins monsters, Ruins bosses, common monsters, Darkest Dungeon monsters. Oh, and this over here says PvP mode with puppets. So there's something about PvP mode as well. Oh, more monsters. Darkest Dungeon bosses. Okay, so at least that gives us some idea of what we're looking at. We'll get into how to play later, but that is what's in this box then. I'm going to take this off. Yeah, Ryan says we had both Hero Quest and Dragon Strike. There was also Dragon Quest. There was a TSR thing that I wanted. It was like I got Dragon Strike, I got Hero Quest. There's a game out there called Dragon Quest. But I never got that one. Played more Hero Quest, but the VHS is burning in my brain. We're gonna have to look that up on YouTube when we get done with that. Oh, the whole thing is on YouTube. All right. So if you never got that experience, yes, the Dragon Strike VHS. It was basically a show that introduced the game in the D&D world. Hold on, I gotta find that. Watch that. Feeling brave tonight? Right. Yeah, it actually had the Dungeon Master. That's right. It had the Dungeon Master actually introduce the whole idea of the game. That's right. Did anybody else play just the VHS games? Now, a VHS game that I played a lot was the Star Trek: The Next Generation. The Star Trek: The Next Generation board game that came with a VHS tape because Captain Kavok had taken control of the Enterprise, and you had to go get it back. We had a Star Wars one too. So that I want to look at what's in the other box. I am excited. Let's see what's in the other box. Ugh. Close. Oh, my Plague Doctor. Oh man. I gotta put him back in here. I don't want him to get lost here in the office. Is that regarding the Plague Doctor's outfit? I wore that to Gen Con when I was running the Infinite Black booth one year. Walked around Gen Con as a Plague Doctor and was wearing a cloak and stuff like that too. Sorry, please stand by. I just don't want to lose any components before I've even able to get underway with it. That's what goes on these kinds of live streams. Plague Doctor. That was my Halloween costume during the pandemic. I had assigned to the vaccine is coming. That would be a great costume for the pandemic. Dragon Quest game was not as good as Dragon Strike. I'm sure it was different, and it probably wasn't as good. But I wanted it for completeness, and it looked harder core. At least the box, because I just had like some, advertisement flyer for it out of something, and it looked harder core because I wasn't playing like the TSR games at the time. Seeing the rules for it, maybe we should that might be something to do. Find those rules and look at the rules here on the show on the morning grind sometime. Let's see. So what is in this then? Ryan says, very awesome of you for Christmas gifts. I've got a question about it. I will DM you on, yes, absolutely fine. DM me on Discord. One of the big things I've got to do today is go through all of my messages and also email. If you've emailed me, I am way behind on email again. So one of the big rocks I got to move today, and I need to do that first, is go through email and also go through DMs. So yeah. So it says this is called the Strong Box. Darkest Dungeon, the board game. And I have no idea what pledge level this was. I don't even remember what I pledged for. This is just whatever I pledged for. This is what I got. I don't know if this is something expanded or whatever. I have no idea. But it did say it's going to be part of it. So this is one of two. Oh, okay. So this is all the miniatures. Well, we were wondering where those miniatures were. Okay, so this is the miniatures. Oh my God. Oh my God. The number of miniatures there are to paint. Oh my God. We're not going to be able to get all these out. We'll have to. This is just the unboxing and initial impressions, but I'm going to put them up here. So this is what we got. Oh, but man, can you see them? Can we see them at least? Okay. They're cool. I like this guy. Skeletons down here. See, we got to have fast ways to paint things. It'd be great to be able to play games with all of these miniatures that are painted up, but I can't spend forever and a day painting miniatures. But I like playing with painted miniatures. That's why we're going to have to look at more speed paints and things like that. Come up with a process on, whenever it is that we sit down and paint miniatures that actually gets miniatures painted to a tabletop standard faster. That way, because hey, not everything has to be Golden Demon worthy. God, this is cool. The Geekverse has come so far. So that's one of two. Andrew says, for your old games, how do you store them? Are they in some order by preference of style of game? How do I store? See, I'm running out of space. I'm gonna have to build more space for them. I basically store them. I don't want to turn the camera around right now, but I've got, there is a video actually of how I built this wall right here. I built in custom shelves. So what you're seeing on this side anyway, turn the camera a little bit more this way. I built these shelves over here, and they run all the way down my office. And so that was my primary game book and board game storage solution. But I didn't go all the way to the wall, to the ceiling with it, because I also wanted to put in, I'll lift up here, smaller shelves for display and, items and things like that. But, and there is a YouTube video where I showed how I built all of this on the wall. I got to edit more stuff about the renovation of the house to be able to put out on YouTube. But that's one of the shows, the videos that I've done. Actually, the Start of the Morning Grind shows this wall the way it is. So I tried to group them by theme, all my board games and games by theme. But now I have run out of room, and so things have gotten disorganized. I'm going to have to build more shelves. I need to build more shelves, I believe, for the what I call the tavern, or the front living room here. So tend to group them by theme, but need more space. Daniel says, normalize being abnormal. Wear the mask. Maybe you should do that on the afternoon adventure. Maybe I should go for a walk on the afternoon adventure. With the mask. Maybe not. Maybe people around here would not appreciate that. Inner Light says, Dark Light, I do live in rural Alabama, so walking around in a plague doctor's mask. I mean, people around here already think I'm weird. That might go too far. So Inner Light says, Dark Light Memento Mori has some pretty awesome miniatures, especially since some of them are for more mature players. I'll have to check that one out. I have no idea anything about that. Retro Nerd Girl. Hey, Retro Nerd Girl. Good to see you. Everybody check out Retro Nerd Girl's channel. She talks about stuff in the Geekverse as well on her channel. Please check her out. Glad to have you here. Glad to see you. And Inner Light says, I'm running out of shelf space too. Started keeping them in bins, which I don't like as much. Yeah, I wouldn't like this much. I baked all this to be able to display them and be able to access them, but need more space. Need more space. Wow, these are cool. These are also cool. Bringing these up here. I need more drink. Might have to go get more coffee. They look, one of the reasons that I like these is because they look easy to paint, because I'm a big fan of that, because I understand the high detail miniatures for people who are trying, really trying to get into serious painting and are, trying to go Golden Demon level painting stuff and things like that. But especially with the quantity of miniatures that we've got, the level of detail that these are, and I realize this also has to do with just the style of the game art, because the PC video game art that's coming over, it looks like these would be easy to paint. So, because what I'm thinking about for my just general painting enjoyment is I want to be able to sit down, enjoy some painting while I'm watching a movie or, a TV show or whatever it is that I'm doing. And enjoy that, and also have some nicely painted miniatures at the end of it. I don't like necessarily then having to assemble a whole bunch of miniatures, or having the miniatures be so detailed that I really have to think about that to the exclusion of watching a show or something. So it looks like these miniatures would be that. And to me, that's cool, because then you can actually just, paint and enjoy yourself and not have to struggle through it. To me, the Warhammer stuff, like the Warhammer Quest stuff, that's gone off the deep end. I never got those even all the way assembled, because I was like, this is too much. This is for me as a casual person. I realize, okay, maybe you're thinking maybe not quite so casual on board games. I am doing all this, but I'm talking about as far as casual painting and enjoyment and things like that. That's much more the level that I'm at, that would get painting done. So I appreciate that. This is this thing that we're talking about for PvP. So we got something, we got these puppets who are hitting each other. All right. And it does give us like this, the organization up here. Stray says, I'd love to paint those. Yeah, there's so many things around here I'd love to paint. But yeah, the Nose Plays says, you should look into these new paints that add contrast coloring in one application. Look very good for mass painting and getting amazing results in short time. Right. Well, I'm trying both of those. I tried the contrast paints. I've got sitting right over here. Like I've got the Citadel contrast paints, and I used these on a game, and there's a video about me trying. There's lots of videos out there trying these, but that's why I got these. They're expensive, but I did get them. And one of the Cthulhu games. What's the Cthulhu game that's based off of Pandemic? I did use these to try exactly that. I was like, I gave myself a little challenge. I was like, let me see if I can paint this game up. I don't think it was 1 hour. It might have been 3 hours, because I was like, I was going to sit down and watch a movie and stuff like that. And I want to go from 0 to having that game completely painted up. And so I used the contrast paints. And so you can see the results there. And they did work. So that's the kind of thing that I'm looking at, because they created perfectly acceptable tabletop standard miniatures. The game's painted now. I had fun. It wasn't something that I was like trying to go for the golden demon on or something like that. So I got those. And then what I haven't tried yet but want to are these are washes over here, and that's military shader from Army Painter. Oh, I think they're sitting over there. I'm not gonna go grab them, but I've got the speed paints from Army Painter that I haven't been able to try out yet, but I'm hoping the speed paints from Army Painter also help us out. But see, I was saying I just don't have time to paint, but I need to, and there's some things I really want to do, and I want to try those out because I think that would be a great idea to be able to paint these up using contrast paints or speed paints. My brother tried out the Army Painter speed paints because I got him a box. He and his wife a box because they play games like this for their birthdays. When I got my speed paints, I sent speed paints over to them for birthday as well, and he did try it out to get stuff done. Oh, I got this box right here. So this is the promo thing. We'll see what's in that. But yes, that's the kind of thing that I am thinking a lot more about. All of this garbage on the screen. I'm gonna get that taken care of. Got to build a better rig over here, because obviously the auxiliary camera is something that we need a lot. I'm hoping that does help us a lot. Let's see. So what's in here? Retro Nerd Girl says they look like they would be fun to paint. Oh, Daniel's asking about the firmness of the miniatures. Well, I bet there's a miniature in here, so I bet it's the same thing. Let me just open this up. We will find out. They didn't seem soft to me. Innerlight says Army Painter speed paints, still need to get those. And the Nose Plays says, oh, Stray says, love my contrasts. Yeah, I'm glad we're getting more of that into the hobby, because we need to be able to paint our stuff up faster, just for enjoyment. Because it is more fun to play with. Like after I played Zombicide with the 3D board that we built and all painted miniatures, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. In the same way with Hero Quest, with the 3D Hero Quest board and the painted Hero Quest miniatures, it's the only way to play. Like for some reason, someone was pulling out, the flat Hero Quest board and unpainted miniatures. It's like, that's not as cool. It's just not as cool. But it doesn't have to be perfect. That's what I'm saying. It just has to be done, enjoy it, and then, hey. So this is the Musketeer. So we got the miniature right here. It's firm. It's not soft plastic. So great question. Not soft plastic. I mean, there's flex. There's a little bit of flex in this musket right here, which is good. So it's not brittle. But I'm not worried about like the paint chipping off. Flex. If we flex the miniature and the paint popping off or something like that, I'm not worried about that with these. So I think that's. It is also a game piece. What's the purpose of the miniature too? I think about that, because if you've got this extremely elaborate, potentially very fragile piece of whatever, if it's supposed to be a game piece, it needs to be able to endure gaming. What is its purpose? Now, miniatures are sometimes intended for display, for, intense painting and dioramas and things like that. Then you can do more fragile things, things like that. But, these are supposed to also be functional game pieces. So they look like, they've got just the right amount of detail. They're going to be durable. It looks like a win to me. So I guess this tells us something about what you need in order to play as the character, because I guess this is adding a character into the game. So you get the miniature, you get this. I forget what they called that, but that's something that you need. And then these kinds of cards, I guess, that are the ability. Let me open this up because I know that I'm not getting things messed up or mixed up, because this is just for this character. Let's see. So in order to play it, you get these, play this character, Musketeer, Rallying Flare, Battlefield Bandage. So, okay, so then on the back, of course, I don't understand any of this. Rallying Flare, Blind Flare, Bold. So there must be special abilities that they describe. So I guess a player needs suppression fire, your abilities. But I suppose you could pull out the dashboards. They said there were player dashboards as well. So then we've got Musketeer, Musketeer 1, Musketeer 3, Musketeer 2. Maybe this is leveling up. So we got 3 different levels of Musketeer, maybe. And then this is how to, like, your, I don't know, basic abilities or something like that. Don't know. You're going to have to find out. So that is what is in the Darkest Dungeon. Let's see what else people are talking about. I'm thinking that I'm going to take down the auxiliary camera here, as we have been at it here. Move this. There we go. Move this back in. We'll see what people are saying, and then we will wrap up. But definitely, I'm going to have to return to that, figure out how to play. We should definitely do a kind of learn to play and learn its mechanics video for the morning grind one morning. And I'm also feeling like more solo play is going to have to happen on this channel. And play with all of y'all live. I think we're going to have to do that. So we were saying about contrast paints. Noseplay says they look amazing from what I have seen. Much easier than ink washes. Yeah, they were when I used them. Yep, firm plastic, definitely paintable. Good to see you. I'm concerned that from some of the stances they chose will lead to miniatures breaking like the Grave Robber. Jilly Bird, welcome. Great to have you. Hopefully that, I mean, they seemed thick and durable. We will see. They seemed pretty thick and durable though. Daniel says prime Zenith using the zenithal priming method. I have experimented with that, but I also think that potentially using those with the color, the speed paints or the contrast paints, I think that could also be a great way to go, because it's easy to prime things. But got to remember to do it. So I'm thinking about having to put like a call to a reminder out, like if we start painting on Sundays or something like that, then like at noon for lunch, go out on Instagram or a reminder in the Discord channel or something like that. Hey, everybody, remember to take your can of primer and some miniatures outside during lunch today, and at least spray them and make sure that they're sprayed up. And then that way you'll have them tonight to paint. Because otherwise I forget. It's easy to go ahead and spray paint them as long as you remember. But you're saying zenithal color block shade touch up. Could be, yeah, fantastic. Daniel paints a lot of things. Daniel's here. I've played in role-playing games with Daniel. Daniel, he and I played Gloomhaven together, and he was also on Dinner and a Board Game. You see Daniel on Dinner and a Board Game, season 1. Joe, good to see you. Awesome, buddy. Thank you. Joe says, sorry if I missed it, but did you show the stress tracker board? Is it really hard to see? I don't know if I showed that or not, because I wasn't sure what everything was. So this was kind of just a flip through and a opening initial impressions, and I don't know anything about it. So we might have seen that, but I'm not sure. All right. Well, if you are new here, hey, welcome. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad to have you here. I've been live streaming every morning for the morning grind, so I would love to have you. We've been talking about role-playing games. We've been talking about board games. We've been talking about all kinds of things. I'm going to put, if you want to be in the Discord server, the Ravenkeep Discord server, need to make that, or we're making that a positive, constructive place in the gaming community, or Geekverse in general as well. I'm going to put a new link down there in the, it's not a new link, it's the same link, but that way you can see it. If you are here and you want to be part of the Discord server, you can get the Discord link right there. Oh, you may have noticed the name of the channel changed. So I thought Heath's Geekverse is a much better way to brand and, theme everything going on in the channel. Been trying to work on that. Obviously, kind of tabletop game focused stuff. There's more stuff in the Geekverse that I want to do, like the costuming and cosplays. I'm not a huge cosplayer, but there are some costumes I want to make, and arguably that was under the fantasy realm. But it's more stuff in the Geekverse too, and I like action figures and things like that. So maybe the Geekverse is a good way to theme it. But if you are new here, we've developed a certain structure here because during the morning grind, not only do we talk about our favorite topics in the Geekverse today, obviously doing this unboxing and things like that, talk about games, talk about whatever we want to, but we also try to improve our day by the end of it, because there's another live stream at the end of the day called The Wind Down at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And so what we do, we celebrate, we geek out, we talk about stuff here for the morning grind, but then by the end of, Retro Nerd Girl says, I love the new name. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. I hope that this is, I think it's going to fit with everything we're trying to do. I think it is. Because we got to be positive about the Geekverse. So at the end, we go for about an hour. Then at the end, we try to improve our day and think about what it is that we need to accomplish between now and the wind down, right? So I do this too. I've got two things to show you. I've got the whole, or the idea of what our productivity is that I'm going to play for you. I'm going to put this out as an independent thing on YouTube, but I want to show this here so everybody knows what we're doing, because like I said, this is new. This is day 32 of streaming. So not only do we want to be to geek out and have a good time, but we also want to have a better life. So this is what I'm doing, and I'm calling it Extreme Geek Productivity. So if you want to join in, you can join in. Here it is.
What exactly is going on here?
So here's what we're doing. My purpose here is to add anchor points and structure to my day in order to be more productive, get done what I want to get done, and also have a lot more fun. I would love it if you would like to come along for the journey. It would be great to have you. We can all get where we want to go and have a lot more fun too. So here's how I'm doing it. So the day begins with the morning call to adventure. The call to adventure is getting up at the time you want to get up and starting to work on whatever it is that you want to get done. For me, that's getting up at 4:45 and being at my desk by 5 o'clock. To hold myself accountable, I'm posting pictures of my watch on Twitter and in the Call to Adventure section of the Ravenkeep Discord. If you need a morning anchor point as well, you can heed the call to adventure with me. You choose your time to start and your activity. If you're successful, shout it out. Tag me on Twitter when you're up, or you can post it in the Discord channel. The second major anchor point of the day is the Morning Grind live stream. The purpose of the Morning Grind is to be a positive and constructive part of the day. For me, personally, hopefully, I'm rewarding myself for getting up in the morning, heeding the call to adventure, getting work done, and now I get to talk about some of my favorite stuff in the Geekverse here with you. It's an anchor point because the morning work has to be done by the time that show goes live. But not only do we geek out on the Morning Grind, but we also want to take a few minutes to plan how we want the rest of our day to go by identifying what big rocks we need to move. If you want to move big rocks with me, hang with me for the last few minutes of the Morning Grind live stream. The third anchor point of the day is the afternoon adventure. This is where we break from moving big rocks, get outside and do something interesting. For me, right now, I'm trying to do a 3-mile hike each day with a full adventurer's backpack on, loaded out with gear, because I want to be able to do at least some of the things that my D&D characters can do, right? So if you have great ideas for afternoon adventures, or if you're on one yourself, you can post about it in the Discord channel. We'll all talk about it and celebrate. After that, if I haven't finished moving my rocks, then I start moving rocks again, or it's time to be creative or do something else entirely, until the fourth anchor point of the day, and that is the Wind Down live stream. That's the place to chill out, relax, hang out, celebrate the day's successes, talk about how to improve tomorrow, and yeah, of course, we can chat about whatever is going on in the Geekverse there as well. It's a great time. After the wind down, it's time for sleep, and quality sleep is so important, because then we got to get up and we got to do it all again tomorrow. So those are the anchor points that I've established for my day in order to be more productive, because I've got games to make, worlds to build, stories to write, and shows to shoot. So that's how I'm working to get it done. Of course, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You do what works for you. You do what gets you where you want to go, and also what accomplishes what you're trying to accomplish. But if these anchor points keep you on track during the day, moving in the direction that you want to move and having a great day, then I would love to have you. And also, you can just take the parts that you need to help out your day, add your own anchor points as needed. Do what works for you. Let's make life work for all of us and live more by putting more life into each day.
You can just watch if you want.
Yep, you can do that too. This is all an experiment. I don't know how long it's going to last. Probably either I will be successful, productive, get a lot of the things that I want to get done, and feel great and be happy, or I'll explode. I don't know. But either way, I hope it makes good YouTube. We'll see. So that's the structure that's developed over the past 30 days with here in the Geekverse, with the morning grind, the live stream in the evening. I want to start adding in some more shows. Ideas have been flowing about how to get them done. So a lot more is coming up. So that's the structure. We'll probably be showing that a lot here in this next 30 days so that people are coming in, they're new, they know what's going on. But so then at the end, so that's what's going on. We got to define our big rocks right now, because I got to define mine as well, that we want to get done over the next 12 hours. So this is that's how we conclude and how we wrap up. This is what we do. If you need a productivity method, if you need a way to structure your day, I did. I was in a terrible situation personally up until about 30 days ago when I started all the live streaming. So I needed this. Maybe you do too. So here we go. Let's manage our days.
Well, I manage my department, and I've been doing that for several years now.
Your department's just you, right?
Yes, Jim, but I am not easy to manage.
If you would like to join in on being more productive with me and everyone else here on the stream, but are in need of a system to help you out, here's an easy system that you can adopt and that I recommend. Grab a sheet of paper. I find that an index card folded in half is the perfect size for this. But if you don't have an index card, no problem. Any scratch piece of paper will work just fine. Just grab it and a pen or pencil. Think for a moment and come up with the 3 things that if you were to accomplish them today, you would know and feel that it was a great day. I bet you can take a breath right now and think for just a moment, and you will know what those 3 things are. We're going to call these 3 items our big rocks. Our objective is to move these big rocks during the day. Now, don't make the rocks too big, because then you can't move them. Rocks that are too big to move in about a third of a day, we call those huge rocks. Moving the huge rocks is our major multi-day goals in life. But in order to move them, we have to break up the huge rocks into big rocks that we can actually pick up and move around. But we don't want these rocks to be too small, because although small rocks are easy to move, we don't feel sufficient accomplishment when we move them. Moving the big rocks makes us feel accomplished because they advance us toward our objectives in significant ways. You decide what size tasks are small, big, and huge rocks for you. If you get all 3 of these tasks done, then go ahead and add a 4th or a 5th big rock. But don't do that unless you've finished your big 3. You want to look at your list at the end of the day and feel success and accomplishment. You can use your phone for this if you want to, but I think a sheet of paper is better, because then you don't have to pick up your phone to check your list of big rocks and potentially get sucked into all the distraction on your phone. The phone will also let you put 20 or 30 things on the list, no problem. Half an index card will keep this tight and focused. I know there are dozens of things on my to-do list on my computer, and that's too much. This method allows me to extract what I really need to do during the day and focus on that. If you're already using a productivity method that you like, no problem, use that. Do what works for you. Now let's write down our big rocks and try to get them done between now and the wind down live stream in the evening. That's where we check in, see how we did, celebrate success, and see how we can improve tomorrow. If you need encouragement during the day, look to the Ravenkeep Discord server. It's a great and constructive community. Let's take over the Geekverse. All right, so I gotta look at my big rocks for the day. Go over here. So everybody take a moment. We're going to hold each other accountable. Got to do this, got to be successful before the wind down tomorrow. So here are my big rocks. The first thing I have got to do is I've got to zero my inbox. I have not been able to get into, or inbox. I have not been able to get into my inbox like I should. I got a lot of responses I got to write back. People have been asking about the Ritual Rules playtest. So I know there are a lot of people that I got to write back in there. If you've sent me an email, I got to do this. That also includes zeroing my Discord DMs. So I will get in there. I need to clean all that out. I've got to do that. See, I do have, I won't put this person's down here, but I do need to, this won't take very long, but I need to send out a message to somebody who I need to coordinate a meeting with. So I've got to do that. And then I really want to contact, I want to schedule 10 YouTube videos. So there can be more YouTube videos coming out. I got a 2:30 email 2:30 video coming out today, but I've been working on clipping some of the stuff that we've been doing. Some more stuff can come out. So I got to do that, schedule 10 YouTube videos. And then if I get beyond that, the next thing I've got to do really is this is 4, but if I can do it, then I really need to contact the potential sponsor that we have. And because I'm just about ready for that. So that's what I got to do. So those are my big rocks. Get your big rocks ready. You can share it here, Discord, whatever. We will hold ourselves accountable. And I look forward to seeing you tonight for the wind down. Go have a productive day, everybody. See you later.